This is episode 2 of NXT's Great American Bash. NXT likes to run these specials back to back, so this is a 2 week special here. Nothing new, they've been doing it for a while. I think the first week of Great American Bash was very entertaining, and so was this one, no lie. So let's start with the first match. This is a very match heavy card. In fact, looking at my notes, we're not covering any backstage segments. There were backstage segments on the episode. However, if a backstage segment doesn't really give me anything to work with, it's kind of a point of stasis, then I'm not really going to cover too much. So let's get into the first match. This show kicks off with Pete Dunne taking on Trick Williams, two fantastic pro wrestlers that are main roster caliber for sure. And Pete Dunne gets a much needed statement victory over Trick Williams here, man. Very interesting stuff. We got Pete Dunne feuding with Sheamus on Monday Night Raw. He seems to be a despicable heel once again. They're looking like they're going to push him into being a single star once again. I'm very excited to see where this all goes with Pete Dunne. And yep, he gets a statement victory over Trick Williams, who has been NXT's top guy for a long time. So this ultimately leads to a backstage brawl between the two later in the night. So we are all but finished with the Pete Dunne and Trick Williams feud on NXT. But an important chapter as Pete Dunne gets the win here. Very surprisingly. Our second match of the evening is Kaylani Jordan retaining the NXT Women's the NXT Women's North American Championship against Tatum Paxley. What a mouthful. Kaylani Jordan honestly makes me more of a fan every time I watch her wrestle. I really wanted Sol Ruka to win that NXT Women's North American Championship initially, but I'm very happy that Kaylani Jordan is using the title to get better, to make more fans for her personally. I have become a really big fan of Kaylani Jordan, and honestly, I really thought Tatum Paxley might win this championship here. Tatum Paxley, while not the biggest main event caliber on the NXT women's roster, has been featured heavily on this NXT women's roster in the mid card scene more often than not. So I really did think that it was possible for Tatum Paxley to win this North American Championship tonight, but no, Kaylani Jordan retains, and she further impresses me personally. I think she's a fantastic women's wrestler. Absolutely. I've become a huge fan of Kaylani Jordan, if you couldn't tell. Our next match is for the NXT Championship, and it is All Ego Ethan Page taking on Ora Mensa in what was a good opportunity for Ora Mensa to show us what he's got in the ring. This guy can go, and he proved it here in this NXT Championship match. And I'm always happy to see wrestlers in NXT get an opportunity and show out the way Ora Mensa did. Unfortunately, All Ego Ethan Page retains, but he just started his NXT Championship reign. I think he's got a lot more gas in the tank with that title. And we will see what's next for the NXT champion, Ethan Page. I think this was a solid match here, put on the middle of the card, keeping this 2 hour show very entertaining. And then we say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry defeated Joe Coffey. I think Joe Hendry is bound to be NXT champion sooner rather than later. I think we'll see a big money match. All Ego Ethan Page taking on Joe Hendry. And I think it'll be huge for NXT. Yeah, Joe Hendry keeps the momentum going here. Two more matches here, guys. We have Ren Sinclair taking on Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray, new to the NXT women's roster, but she's getting her reps in, and I think she can grow into becoming a fantastic women's wrestler given a good amount of time. Ren Sinclair was seen talking to Charlie Dempsey earlier in a backstage segment. I know I said no backstage segments on this summary and analysis. I lied, apparently. Nonetheless, Ren Sinclair asked Charlie Dempsey, if I defeat Kendall Gray tonight, can I be a part of the no quarter catch crew? Charlie Dempsey is reluctant until the Don, Tony D'Angelo, comes through and says, I'll tell you what, if Ren Sinclair does beat Kendall Gray, then I'll give you a rematch. I will give you another shot at the NXT Heritage Cup. And this changes Charlie Dempsey's mind. Charlie Dempsey then says, okay, fine. Ren Sinclair, if you defeat Kendall Gray, you will be a part of the No Quarter Catch crew. And I will get a rematch for that NXT Heritage Cup. You know, NXT, guys, it's I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but it's very Gen Z storytelling esque. Like, it's a lot of Gen Z storytelling. I get it. Shawn Michaels and company are trying to appeal to the kids. That's who's going to bring the money in. That's who's going to watch NXT ultimately, is the kids. So it's a very Gen Z backstage segment, storyline, and setup here, which is fine. I get what they're trying to do, and they're smart to do so. Nonetheless, Ren Sinclair does defeat Kendall Gray. Again, Kendall Gray getting some good reps in here. She does have potential. She may not be there yet in terms of in-ring technique and all that good stuff, but she can grow and she's getting the reps in here, which is good. But Ren Sinclair with this victory does officially become a part of the No Quarter Catch crew, and we will see Tony D'Angelo defend the NXT Heritage Cup against Charlie Dempsey next week. NXT next week has 3 title matches, including the one I just mentioned. The other one will be Obafemi defending the North American Championship. And then we will also have a tag team championship match where Chase U will face the winner of the main event here tonight at the Great American Bash Week 2. We got Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending the NXT tag team titles against MSK, also known as the Rascals. And I was really hoping for a victory from the Rascals here, but unfortunately that just doesn't happen. And that's okay. I do think that MSK as tag team champions would have encouraged me to watch more NXT. However, they unfortunately come up short. And what happens after the match is actually very interesting as Wes Lee attacks both Nash Carter and Trey Miguel, ultimately betraying the Rascals. It looks like we're going to get a heel Wes Lee, who is upset that Nash Carter, or whatever the heck we're calling him these days, he's upset that Nash Carter left him in NXT all alone. That's kind of the motivation for Wes Lee to turn heel here. And you even see tears in Trey Miguel's eyes just before Wes Lee betrays both men. You can tell that the Rascals did not want this to happen, man. Trey Miguel kind of blew it there. I saw Trey Miguel start tearing up a little bit, and I was like, oh, something's going to happen. The Rascals are going to be split right now. And boom, Wes Lee hits Trey Miguel with a super kick and then continues to beat on Nash Carter, his now former tag team partner. I am very interested to see Wes Lee as a heel. I think he's got a lot of potential on the main roster and NXT, of course. He's already been champion. I can't help but feel bad for the Rascals, though. I think that is a trio that never needed to break up. They could have been like New Day, where they just never break up and remain aligned as a faction for the rest of their careers. As you could see, that didn't happen as Axiom and Nathan Frazier retained those NXT tag team titles. And I haven't been the most excited about Axiom and Nathan Frazier as the NXT tag team champions. Like, I really want to like them as a team. And I think it's taking a little bit of time for them to really gain my fandom in them personally as a tag team. Nonetheless, they're gaining it little by little. And even though I really wanted MSK to win these tag team titles, I can see Axiom and Nathan Frazier continuing to have a solid run with those belts. And I am admittedly blah blah blah. I am admittedly excited for Wes Lee's heel run on NXT. NXT is there to develop the talent. So if they see a main roster future for Wes Lee, of course they're going to have him be a heel and have him improve on his heel work while he is down there in NXT. I get it. It's a developmental. This is how it goes. This has been a summary and analysis of NXT's Great American Bash Week 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this summary and analysis, and I hope you guys keep on living, baby. LIVIN.